And on the line with us now, Julie, Dr. Tracy Wilen. She's an author and contributor to the Huffington Post and the Examiner, also the author of Employed for Life, 21st Century Career Trends. Good morning.
Oh, good morning and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. Now, your specialty is work trends and what we're looking at in the 21st century. You've got some thoughts on hiring predictions for the new year.
I do. I look at how society is changing in a digital world, and then what trends are emerging, and which ones can we take advantage of, perhaps, for job creation and employment.
So give us a taste of it.
Okay, so I look at three different areas. One is workforce trends, two are societal trends, and three are sector trends. Let me just start off, actually, with some societal trends, because I think these are kind of interesting and fun. Number one, we've become a demand society. You know, Americans are pressed for time. 40% say they can't take vacation, they don't spend time with their kids, and they don't get enough sleep. And the job market has really responded to that. We get everything now on demand, from music to our shopping to our shipping, either same day or next day, to having personal shoppers pick up our groceries for us, to food trucks that come to us rather than us to them. And we even get our dates on demand thanks to Match.com and Tinder and other sites. And so this is like a new area that actually has a lot of job opportunities. If you think about it, you try to get things on demand, you need people in logistics, transportation, call centers, online chat rooms, retail, marketing, and customer service, as well as new entrepreneurial applications. So that's just one area I think is maybe overlooked, but it's pretty mainstream now.
I would think that having things on demand and having to serve that market also means that the 9-to-5 job is probably a thing of the past. I mean, I know we knew that, but even more so.
Well, you know, many people say that their jobs today are really 24/7, and it's much more integrated. It isn't like you go to work and then you stop and then you come home and you start your family. You know, most Americans are feeling that both are very integrated, and we need services and support to help us with these high-pressured integrated lives. On demand is just, one area where I see a lot of services quickly develop and continue to develop, and that means job creation. Maybe something that you never saw in the past, and maybe not being, on top of mind, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of jobs out there.
Now, what about the types of places that the people work? Are they still working, are they going into the job for hoping to stay there for 20 years, or is that also something that's in the past?
Well, I look at it today as that the corporation should be viewed as a stop, not as a destination. And a lot of this is because if you think about it, we're living much longer. I mean, projections are that people today will live to 100 and our kids will live to 120. That means your work span increases, in twofold probably. You'll be working 50 to 70 years compared to what perhaps your parents worked, maybe 25 to 35 years. You might even outlive companies. And also at the same time as we have the velocity of job changes increasing. In 2011, we were predicted to have around 11 jobs in our lifetime. Now people are stating it's closer to 15 to 18 jobs. So if you look at the corporation, it will be one stop. It might be a long stop, could be a 20-year stop, but it's only going to be one stop in your whole career adventure. So for 2015, I encourage people to look at your career in that with that mindset so that you can continue to plan.
Now, also, you were talking about people working for many years, and for a lot of people to retire in their early 60s is unthinkable once they get to that point. So is there room for the younger folks to get careers, get jobs, and move up?
Yes, actually, I think 2015 will be a big year for millennials, and here's why. Pew Research is stating that our boomers are reaching the age 65 at a pace of 10,000 per day. That, for a lot of people, triggers retirement or an encore career or something else. Companies are saying that the pipeline, which is Generation X, that's the generation from age 33, 34 to 53, 54, is a small generation. So, the numbers don't match in terms of filling the gaps. So that means companies have to go even younger into the workforce, which are millennials or Generation Y, and start to groom them or move them into leadership roles. So if you are a young person, you are, it's a very educated generation, technically savvy. If you have the wherewithal and interest, this would be the year to start raising your hand for those high visibility projects, leadership opportunities, and create something for yourself, because the gaps will be there.
As I look at the material that you provided, one other thing that you mention is that because we have a changing world, we're more worried about things like security. Healthcare is a big deal, and so on. That's changing the types of opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, sadly, security, I think, is a safe bet for future careers and jobs. And I say that very sadly because every day security is in the news, whether it's hackers, whether it's physical security, or whether it's terrorism. And if you look, there are a lot of job openings. We need people who can combat botnets, people who understand hacking forensic, people who can be bodyguards, people who can, protect schools, gas systems, water systems, events. In terrorists, we need undercover agents, forensic data analysts, cryptographers, bomb detection, nuclear experts. So sadly, I say security can be a safe bet for future jobs, and it just didn't exist at this magnitude in the past.
Any other trends you want to tell us about?
I want to talk a little bit about food because I think it's fun. Americans love to eat. Everybody has to do it. And food just keeps reinventing itself. We have organic food, which is a big market, $63 billion now, gluten-free. We have vegetarian, whoever thought we'd be eating kale, and we know what quinoa is, and Greek yogurt. We went from farm to fork to farmers markets, and now the farmers are creating their own restaurants. So food, to me, keeps reinventing itself and creating opportunities, whether it's a restaurant, a cafe, a delivery, a food truck, or distribution. And I think that's something that people enjoy to do, and there's opportunities there as well.
Dr. Tracy Wilen, an author, contributor to the Huffington Post, The Examiner, and your newest book, Employed for Life, 21st Century Career Trends. Thanks for being with us.